So Exceed jumps on in. He's going to go for the quick plant. Look at Ultra NA, though. Already stacked up in the front side of mailroom. Looking to come back around the side. The nade will follow in. The bomb does get planted, but Exceed's in a little bit of trouble. Hixie still trying to zone him out of the play as they look to isolate Classic inside. Shots will connect, and finally the kill comes through. But Exceed's still alive, and he's got Brack rotating around the backside. Exceed with the pistol! One more deep! Bang! A 1v3 for Exceed in front of the base site, and Ironblood send us to a second best of 5!
Oh, Katie, show us the live cam! Oh my goodness! I gotta see Exceed after that. He just destroyed Scrappy. That is the first series they've lost, and Exceed lets them know with a double whammy right there. Oh man, that is one way to close the
similar result that they got the first time around.
And the one thing I will say is I know we don't want to focus too much on individuals, but Scrappy did not play like he normally does. I don't think I remember a time where Scrappy had a negative KD ratio in a best of 5. We'll see if he can turn up here. This is do or die, and already gunfights coming through. Scrap trying to come up with a couple of kills, but Brack and Exceed are good for just about all of them. Only one left alive is going to be Vehicle in the hill.
And he will eventually be isolated. Mohawk cutting out the middle of the map. Good oversight support as Exceed will take his position while the rest of Ironblood will focus on the front through the beach, and really solid kills coming through already. Hixie trying to get an angle, but he can't do anything besides just throw nades, and they're not even getting all the way to the hard point. Mohawk now on 3 in a row. Classic hitting a route forward. This is great news for Ironblood. Already better than what we saw the first time around, but for Ultra NA, kind of ipso facto, making a rotation back through P2. They've got good control of boat, and they've got a player in Vehicle who's already pushed up the zone off the backside of green.
Important kill there from Mohawk at Olds. We'll be able to now maybe come down the steps or come all the way around the beach side and potentially be a threat from the side. Meanwhile, everyone else kind of posted up right now. It's because Vehicle's kind of got all of this front zoning at green, so you can't cross without taking a couple of shots here. Exceed, though, takes the challenge head on. What a win it is. That's going to allow Exceed to get in, and now they can start picking up some time.
Yeah, it's not a good start here from Ultra NA. And honestly speaking, as much as we could easily focus on some of the downsides that are coming through, it's mostly the positives out of Ironblood, including Mohawk in a great position to make sure no one can come around the backside of flip spawns. Pistol in hand, expects the next contestant, but it's Assault who wins the gunfight, and with that, Ultra NA will substantially improve their win condition towards not just this second hill, but also getting back into this game. On towards ship, plus favored side spawns as we look over towards the third hill. Just comes down to, can you clean up these final gunfights? Mohawk and Exceed will contest, and with that, a chance to win the scrap time as they finally get the final kill, allowing a chance not only for the scrap, but also a little bit of pressure on rotation.
Now pressure on Ultra Academy NA to come up with a little bit of time here. Need the solid hold. Classic with the reads. How about it? Double kill inside of ring. That's going to loosen up at least a little bit of the forward defense. Only one push forward will be Vehicle. Will he be dealt with? We'll have to see. He's going to be able to track down Exceed, but Extreme from the low ground wins it with a sub. Very unbelievable gunfight, and that's going to get him pretty close, but now has to win one more. Needs to try and find Hixie, and he does. Beautiful break. Exceed in the time, and is able to get the team shots in with Classic as well.
Yeah, Ultra NA nearly killed off enough clock to allow these outward spawns, the last two members, to get here, maybe even pinch up this hit from Ironblood, but the kills come through in due time. 25 seconds to fight for. Brack, the last one standing, trying to hold on to the hard point, but it's a full kill feed, and a lot of it, as you mentioned, from Hixie, 3 in a row for him, including a nade over the top. He eventually gets dealt with by the same method, but all in all, that's still a successful attempt from Ultra NA. You're able to contest the scrap time, in fact, win a little bit of time, and look at the minimap. They've once again got a really nice line of scrimmage set up in the middle of the map where they could really freely earn time here at Radar.
Yeah, massive moment here for them to get back in the game. Classic Brack, Mohawk, though. Everyone just winning individual gunfights, something we didn't really see as much of the first time around. So Hixie under fire, under pressure, naded up. Brack attacking the back. That's a double. No one responds to Brack, and he's able to deal with just about everyone. Now you have to worry about a bit of a spawn trap. You have the close spawn, but so many clutch gunfights need to be won before you can touch the hill.
I don't know if Ironblood fully realized that Ultra NA were still spawning in the back. You saw Exceed kind of give up the angle, but then he comes right back through from the front and lines up 3 in a row. Oh my goodness, 11 and 5 from Exceed, 10 and 5 from Mohawk. And Classic is finding a ton of eliminations and engagements. 11 and 11 for him as he continues to hit routes away from the hard point. It's a 50-point lead, and Exceed isn't done on 4 in a row. Still more Ultra NA members to find around the hard point, but eventually gets overwhelmed from the jump up. And that will maybe be enough for a little bit of scrap time to be earned by Ultra NA, who will still be late to rotation on 5.
I just don't know if I've ever seen this version of Exceed throughout his career. He is just refusing to let this one go over to Ultra Academy NA, doing everything he possibly can. But Ultra trying to make the rotation. Assault coming through the beach side, trying to get an idea of where players are going to be attacking from. We take a look back at the hill, and right now the setup looking pretty strong. Boat control is good. Mohawk is posted up, safe and sound. But Ultra Academy, they're here, and they're knocking on the door inside of the boat.
And Ironblood don't really have a lot of information. They lose Classic in the middle of the map, so technically speaking, even though the hold looks good, there's an advantage for Ultra to try to flood forward and break this setup, but everyone's trying to move around from the backside of this green building, and it's leaving Mohawk on site for a lot longer than you would expect. So now with the proximal respawns, Ironblood still have a chance to try to fight this back, but Vico on 3 in a row, holding the front side of the hard point. Gets a little bit of support out of his own nade first and foremost. That one will explode, leaving Mohawk weakened up for Hixie to finish. And honestly speaking, when it comes to being behind the ball here for Ultra on the large majority of these hard points in the first set, they've done well to bring this into a at least contestable game, just down about 40 points.
Down about 40. Mohawk, though, able to find Hixie, was trying to work a pinch, and Vico not really a part of this play right now. He's maybe playing for the streaks after coming off of old, but he will be stopped on the force free. Classic now set up with the automaton inside of Ring and Ironblood Gaming. The holds have been much better initially, and Toronto Ultra, they're in a position where they're going to have to wait for each other, try to set up. It's going to start with player 6 right now. I believe it's going to be Scrap. He's going to lead the charge, and Ultra, here they go, looking for the break.
Oh, and it's looking pretty solid. The exchange is good, 2 for 1 initially. Mohawk staying patient just underneath the seawall, right on top of Ring. Oh, still gets smoked out by Vico. Brack looking to follow up, able to get the one trade and then following up with a second. More around the corner. Pistol in hand for Brack on 3 in a row. Able to get some space for the reload. Contest from the backside. It's Scrap around. Trying to work in towards the interior of Ring, but Brack keeps eluding him. Now an advantage for him as he comes around the outside. 1v1 finally comes through. Scrap wins the first, but help is not there to keep him alive. And a little bit of scrap time earned by Ironblood as we rotate over to ship.
Oh, this is such a different version of the map this time. I mean, 164 to 99, Ultra Academy just have not had that same slaying power, that same presence around the objective. That's just not been there. The Classic will lose the battle, so at least Ultra able to get themselves in here for a quick second. As we'll see Brack able to get the trade initially. Can he come up with 2? Looking for angles, trying to finesse his life. On his way to the top of the boat, he will go. Multiple members to deal with. Oh, the hipfire with the pistol. Wow. Every single bullet connects, and he's not done. Brack doubles up.
Brack on 4 in a row. With the regen, he could use this position to farm some extra kills off the respawn from Ultra. Still 25 seconds to fight for as Ironblood increase their lead to significant margins. Brack, though, shut down. Early rotation out of Scrap number 6 in purple, trying to flip the spawns around, and he gets dealt with that range by Exceed, and spawning up in place are both Brack and Mohawk. The scrap time looks good from Ultra but their attempts to win a setup towards 3 have been completely foiled, and that's going to be a huge advantage for Ironblood, not just in the ability to get time here on P3, but this could be the opportunity they need to put this game out of reach.
Oh, ring control, green control, and you have hill control. Everything you'd want when you're talking about P3 on Gavut. Exceed up top on 3 in a row, goes down low for 4. Caden is just ripping through Ultra right now. 5 straight kills for Exceed, trying to find the 6th. And, well, the forward zoning is almost a little too much. Exceed, though, will he be able to find number 6? Yes, he will. 1 now off of that glide bomb.
Yeah, and this is definitely Ironblood trying to play for a flip of the spawns. Not possible for them to win it off the 3rd. They're looking for a free rotation over to 4 to win the game. Their Classic goal! Almost gets the double up. Hixie survives with 8 HP. And while all this is occurring, all of a sudden, Ultra have won the rotation to 4. You want to talk about how a comeback happens here, Visions? This is what it looks like. 10 seconds of scrap time that Ironblood will be forced to essentially earn up and try to guarantee, but this is going to be a tested rotation. Exceed on a couple, shut down. 1 more member nearby, it's Classic, who's going to wait a little while longer to ponder if he can get some help from his teammates.
Last time around, we were watching it in the first series. It was Brack that was able to get to the beach side. This time, Ultra very worried about what's happening in the beach side, and they'll be there to cover it. So good defense and good support, but Hixie still left on a bit of an island. Any kills he gets are great, but he can't find anything more. Still, Ultra Academy stacking up a lot of time right now. That's a free 20 seconds, but we'll see if they're going to be able to break. It's a very tight setup, and everyone's flooding in for the front, lining them up, but it's going to be all white in the feed, and that will be Ironblood Gaming back in the hill.
Hixie spawned out in that midst. A bit surprising considering that it looked like Ultra NA were guaranteed the backside it spawns, but he's not able to help out with this push, and the clean kill feed now allows an opportunity for Ironblood to not just possibly get closer to 250 here, but they have a free rotation to P5, and that's where you win this game. Someone needs to turn tail and just get into the new hardpoint with only 8 seconds to fight for. Looks like Mohawk may be that player as he climbs the ladder and will make a move over. Classic guarding on the rotation, gets a double to stall things out, but look at the spawns from Ultra NA. Bottom left-hand side, Vehicle's going to be in a position to try to challenge these defenders of Ironblood on the site, but he's going to have to make a move quickly.
Brack trying to get it done right here for the remaining 15 seconds. Trying to get an idea where they're attacking from, but they attack from all angles. Ultra get in. Mohawk with the patient play. Will be able to lock down the back of Green. Coming for the front will be Classic. He finds nothing. Vehicle needs to go big, but the nade over the top is huge from Brack. It allows Exceed to get in for a moment. Scrappy now forced to go big alongside Hixie up top. 238 to 174. Ultra need to play perfect, but Classic all alone on the point doesn't read Hixie, and he's continuing to go rogue. But now they're here. Ultra Academy, they're going to have to fight
Assault
for the time, and they're able to find every single kill.
They're going to realize that the spawns will be out for Ironblood. Assault has to hit the high road and get into this hardpoint quickly. Oh, what a good stun lock that is. Ironblood able to confirm the first kill, no problem. To about 185. Will Ultra NA go off the old time, but you have to get good nades over the top to weaken up this setup because Ironblood are here with numbers and they're locking down the middle of the map with not a lot of time between them and the map 1 win. Vehicle on the first opener, only able to find the first. Hixie trying to follow up, but Pinstripe goes the kill feed. Assault now trying to get involved. The ARs have to push forward. Exceed still up, able to find the first without any contest. Scrap still contesting, trying to get the beat down, finds one, pre-fires onto the second. Brack able to sidestep for a moment. The help is now here for Ultra NA. The reinforcements have arrived, but can they confirm the kills? And Hixie gets the double. The game will extend unless Exceed has something to say through the middle of the map. The first 2 kills are good. He's able to get on. No one's here to challenge this. Exceed single-handedly breaks it. And Ultra NA, we're already focused on zoning off the hit. They forget to count out Exceed, and he single-handedly takes the final gunfights needed to win the opening map.
Oh, Exceed cannot keep getting away with it, man. Every single time we look at that P1 hill on Gavut, it's him running the sub in the faces of Ultra Academy, and it continue to be fire as we take a look at the map load in, Alan. This has been, without a doubt, one of the best series so far here in Vanguard.
Yeah, I would have fully expect that both teams are going to come out with a standard default here. And that looks largely to be the case. Expect to see Scrap defensively playing deep towards B. A double stack in the middle of the map, and then you got Vehicle, who's going to be the kind of the sole defender in and around the A site. This is the same setup that they were running the majority of defensive rounds last time through, but Ironblood are already putting a little bit of a threat here onto Hixie. Vehicle responds to the opener, but as Assault drops, it's going to force Scrap to rotate, and this 3v3 all of a sudden has become very claustrophobic for Ultra NA, who are stuck inside of Grannies.
See, just continuing to kind of play through the gate area with the bomb. Giving options to lean over to B if they find a pick, or coming back over to A. But Vehicle back in that traditional spot we see him at times around A, just tucked in that corner saying, listen, I have all of the site, don't worry about it. And that's why you see Player 5 kind of watching over the bottom of Grannies and also kind of looking over Scrap, really covering the entire back, has to be responsible for the flank. But down to 30 seconds, Ironblood Gaming, they're here, they're ready to pounce. Vehicle gets one and he's able to get out. No! Mohawk tracks him down, 2v2 we go.
Vehicle might be one of the best SMG players at playing on top of a bomb site and getting kills that he's got no business winning. Ironblood still searching for more information. Where is the rest of this Ultra NA defense?
Got a plan.
Scrap second guessing. They think they're going to rotate back over towards B because of the timing. Not the case. The time is now becoming a big problem, though. Hixie wins a gunfight onto the bomb carrier of Mohawk, but cannot slip away. The trade comes through from the back window. And Ironblood Gaming, again, sneak away another tight opening round.
Yeah, you're very happy if you're Brack for putting this window right here. Thank God, because he would not have found him otherwise. Hixie would have gone around that corner, and he had enough time to tuck himself away. There wouldn't have been time for Brack to get to him. So very clutch in the end. Around that, probably shouldn't have went over with the setup that Ultra Academy had, but the final 10, 15 seconds, again, that clutch factor. I hate to keep coming back to it, but that's simply what that is. Ironblood Gaming continue to show it.
Yeah, absolutely the case. And now Ultra NA. Oh, okay, different look here for Ironblood. Exceed quickly over the top of the gates. He will back up, but it's already freed Classic to get super far forward. No one has read this piece of timing. Classic is in a great position. And the thing about it is he doesn't need to do anything else besides stay back here. You can get free intel, maybe a couple of free kills, and put the panic immediately into Ultra NA. Hixie, the next one up, realizes that is not a gunfight you want to take, so Classic will reroute. And the numbers advantage will stay with Ironblood defensively as Classic finds another bit of safety and then gets a little help from Exceed to tally the second kill. 4v2 we go.
I mean, take a look at player 7 right now. Like Miko, he's still looking for Classic. He's like, where is this guy? Is he in our spawn? I have no idea, but Scrap is able to find his old teammate. Takes out Mohawk and will be able to reset his health as well. So still a doable round, but you feel like a lot of this is going to have to come down to getting a plant off here with only about 30 seconds left. You're going to have to make a decision. And, well, Ironblood Gaming, they're going to take the other side of the map and start to set up and watch over A.
Oh, huge gunfight from Vikul. Picks up an automaton and then gets the read off that Ironblood are indeed playing a defense from the barn side of the map. Dangerous rotation here. I was going to say, there's no way you go back over towards A. So they will make the rotation to B. It should be a free plant, especially considering that Brack has been pushed off, but Exceed. Oh, maybe a little bit of timing here. Avoids the gunfight with Scrap, but it does allow a little bit extra time for Vikul to try to get the plant off. Brack trying to deny, but the bomb gets planted. Now it's just down to Scrap. 1v2 situation. He's hopped onto it. Scrap already being pushed back. Brack challenging. The shots are just not there. And the kill comes through for Brack. Assist to Exceed. And a 2-0 start for Ironblood.
That is just ridiculous. I mean, it probably should have been a little bit cleaner than it was with the way Classic had opened up with those 2 kills, but off the back end of Scrappy getting through and Biko winning a really difficult gunfight in the middle of the map, they bring it back and give themselves a real solid chance at being able to get this bomb down and playing from a post-plant setup, but it's really the time that gets the best of them. You don't know if they're challenging. You have to plant. You have no other decision. You have to get down there and plant the bomb, so a little bit difficult, but man, Brack was great. Hops on the bomb, forces Scrappy into a really difficult position as well. But 5-0 for the man, 2 off the glide bomb.
It's either Classic or Brack, dude. Every single search and destroy, one of the 2 of them are good for double-digit kills, it feels like, almost instantly. Stun over the top lands. That is a lot of information here that Ultra and A are indeed going to be playing pretty aggressively over towards gate side. And they're not giving up this angle. Good isolation from Ironblood. Scrap able to find at least 1 trade back onto Exceed, but Hixie's a bit trapped. Classic realizing that, cannot quite take him as he jumps from right to left. And everything will reset to a 3v3, at least for a time, until Brack clears out the river, finding Assault. Numbers advantage with Ironblood.
3 versus 2 with about 55 seconds left on the clock. Ironblood Gaming, they can wrap back over to A. And, well, if you take a look at where Scrappy is, he's going to have to win that gunfight. And now it's all about trying to exit. But, Scrappy says, let's take away space. And Nixie says, I'm right there with you, brother. That's a beautiful couple kills coming in. And Brack gets put in this position where he's probably just going to play for this final kill.
Yeah, look for 7. That's got to be the key here. Bomb is collectible. Still plenty of time if he does want to try to extend the round, but off of seeing the members of Ultra and A track back, he's just looking for a piece of COD timing here. The thing about it is, look at the route that Scrap's hitting. If he gets around the backside of 10, Brack is completely exposed. And there's the call. Scrap's already gotten to the backside. No problem for the easy kill. And Ultra and A reap the reward of Brack being passive, looking for streaks. They get on the board.
Very happy about that if you're Ultra Academy and A. I mean, 1, to get on the board. 2, shut down Brack from bringing a glide bomb into play just to make matters even worse going forward throughout the Bocage S&D. But man, oh man, very dicey. I mean, that was still a big clutch round that came through. 2 versus 3, right? Scrap wins that first battle and immediately pushes up, which I feel like a lot of people don't expect. And then Hixie says, this is my window to push right through barn and hit up the middle of the map. So very nice decision-making. Big plays coming through for those 2. But now we go into round number 4. Attacking again will be Ultra Academy.
Stuns being exchanged outside the A site. Assault gets the information. Mohawk did not, but they still tag each other up aggressively, essentially setting to a reset. Same look, though, from Ironblood. Largely speaking, the only difference is Classic is playing, it looks to be right on top of the staircase, with a little bit of oversight from Brack behind him. But as Exceed is taken out a top window, now there's going to be a lot of questions as far as what will it look like over towards A with no defenders nearby and none that could actually get any intel whatsoever. And it looks like Ultra and A are getting a read that maybe we can just go ahead and hit this for a quick plant.
Yeah, they know Classic loves to play on these steps right here. The nade's going to shrug him off the original angle. But Ultra Academy, stuns and nades coming out. That should signal to Ironblood Gaming that, hey, something's going on over here. Nade's not going to hit Vico on the bomb. And Scrap finds first blood. The second nade comes in, and there it is. That's also no plant that comes through, and we're in a 3v3 with 30 seconds left.
And Ultra and A are not in a good spot to recover the bomb and get a free plant. Mohawk's watching over the top of this. Surely he's seen Hixie, or has he? Oh no, he must have been looking the opposite direction. Hixie's gonna get the free kill and turn that into a bomb plant. Ultra and A with the numbers. Classic dropping, leaving things just down to Brack. A 1v3 attempt in front of him. Wants to try to find Scrap in. Well, Scrap was ready for it. And Ultra and A will go back to back, tying us up at 2 apiece.
Damn. I feel like that one's going to be a little bit tough to kind of accept if you're an Ironblood Gaming, where you get the bomb down, you know they're low on time. The only play is to grab the bomb and rotate, or grab the bomb and plant, or hit out the back. And Hixie hits out the back, and Mohawk just doesn't see him when he's making that play. That's the difference maker there for me. If Hixie doesn't find that kill, they just do not retrieve the bomb.
I think some of that is also just off the fact that Ultra and A did a nice job in the 3v4 of isolating the majority of the defense to have to stay at B. So Mohawk has to watch multiple things at once, and that's probably why he's looking the wrong direction. But regardless of the speculation, we get into round number 5. Hixie playing very far forward initially. Going to back off just a touch, playing over through tunnel. Exceed throwing shoulders. I don't believe he saw anybody defensively over the top of the A site, but nades are being cooked. And Ironblood, running possibly more SMGs in this round, could possibly look to get aggressive into grannies with this compositional setup.
And Scrap is still just 1 kill away from earning himself a glide bomb as well, so playing heavily for that at the moment. Always love having that additional utility to bring home a dub. Exceed, though, brings himself to the front of Zig, where he finds himself just about every single offensive round. It's a matter of, does he work for the bomb? Does he work for bottom grannies? And, well, a double hit right into grannies. Scrap might know something is up. Again, just 1 more kill for that glide bomb, but good information's coming through. Hixie finds the first. Classic gets the trade.
Ultra are backing off. They're going to look to play retake at B if the bomb gets planted there. A full wrap back for Assault to reclaim the back hedges. And Ironblood have not committed to one side or the other, but as Brack starts to move away from B, you start to think maybe they're looking for an opportunity to get over onto the A side. Scrap going to get taken from behind, and the first 2 kills in this next engagement go the way of Ironblood. Clock will be extended as the bomb gets planted, and Assault is looking for his first, not just 1 kill, but his first 3 kills here in a 1v3.
Sure is, and there it is. The guy that replaces Mohawk. Mohawk takes him down. Very convincing round coming through, and it's off the back end of double hitting, getting inside of grannies, going to the top, finding Scrap as well. That's 2 glide bombs that have just about come through, but dying 1 off both times going to hurt. That one really going to hurt for Ultra, but either way, it has just been an absolute back and forth battle here between these two. Assault really yet to get involved as well, which is very untraditional when we talk about this guy in Search and Destroy.
You said it correctly. He's yet to get involved. You know, obviously the 0 kills would lead you to believe he's not having a great game, but the thing about it is he's not in positions to get into these opening first bloods unless he's taking long-range fights like this, which Mohawk gets a little bit of stun assistance from his teammates, so Assault will fall for first blood once again. Scrap's still looking to force the play. Has an idea that Mohawk's over the top, but does not expect that Classic is holding as closely as he is towards the doorway. Once again, the first opening engagements, great for Ironblood Gaming as they look to cruise into a 4th round, pending Hixie doesn't do anything miraculous.
He does have Mohawk lined up, but he'll die in the middle of the map here. I thought for a second, maybe it gets a little spicy, but Hixie won't be able to exit safely in Ironblood. I mean, it comes down to like a lot of those opening engagements. We saw it 2 rounds ago where Adam Assault took the Chow versus Mohawk. Neither player went down, but both tagged up one another heavily. But this time Mohawk wins that battle. And once you lose Assault in these positions, it makes it really hard, right, for the subs to then find themselves in forward positions without getting inside of grannies. So beautifully done, opening up with engagements. Mohawk has been great, at least at that here so far. And well, Brack, well, we keep talking about Brack. This is just casual for him, 8-2, which is another day.
Unreal, dude. Stuns over the top. Oh, but Exceeding Classic will be hindered by a defensive stun over the top of grannies. You know that Assault has been prone to peek. And this time, oh gosh, a little bit of help from Beacol. For a second, you thought maybe Mohawk had pushed back enough to get the plant off, but the bomb will be conceded over towards the A site. Recovery needed for IBG, and oh my goodness, they've just destroyed Ultrane's defensive setup from inside grannies. Just another thing that just cannot happen. Assault looking to rotate back over, but he's watching the middle of the map while Scrap makes the first play. Kill is good, but the trade is immediately there. Classic to pick up the bomb, and then immediately head over to try to get this thing planted, you have to think.
Oh, Assault gives away his position.
Yeah.
Still yet to find a kill, but he might be able to find them on the cross here. This could be a chance for a lineup if they come over to B, but it might just be a call to go back to A. We'll have to see. Still a little bit of time to play with, so they don't have to make their decision just yet. But Assault, waiting for that dead silence, now has it. He's going to activate it right away. He's looking to start to move around the map.
I would love to see Assault try to work back in towards grannies here with this dead silence. Yeah, I love the call. He's completely cleared out the A site. Still a little bit of channel to work with, but he's going to just go statuesque, let it expire, and have to play retake now as Classic gets the successful plan on B. Mohawk deep. Mohawk gets the read. Couple of shots will tag. Assault trying to bait that he's rotating through and then eventually hits the timing. But look at the post-plant setup now for Ironblood. They're all going back in towards River. Classic middle of the map. Destroyed by Assault. Now a 1v1. Reload gets off. Mohawk playing the high angle. Gets the mantle at the right time. Sees Assault down low. Just plays with his food a little bit longer. Opens the windows. Now makes a play in towards the gatehouse. It's just a battle of who sees who first, and Mohawk slides underneath. Wins the 1v1. And it's Ironblood on map point.
Oh, that's twice now, man. That's gotta feel good for Mohawk. I mean, just the amount of screaming that he was getting the first time around in the series, I feel like every single time you can make plays like that, it's just slowly chipping away at it. And man, oh man, Assault again just can't find the 1 versus 2. Mohawk good in the 1 versus 1. 5-2 now for an Ironblood Gaming, and this is just absolutely insane, man. I really do think, like, that map 4, everything changes from there on out, and we are seeing it here in this second best of 5.
Oh, and here we go. This is just
here we go.
Desperation. Mohawk's actually going to get a stun off. He knows that there's players that are going to be threatening him over towards the tank. Look at the rotation from IBG on the minimap. They're already rotating around deep to help Mohawk so he can save his life. And the team shots are so damn good. Mohawk not done. Able to get the second. Assault for the trade, but it comes at a steep cost. In the middle of the map, Classic wins another, and it's just down to Assault again, who could do nothing. What a read from Ironblood, and once again, Ultra and A could find no room to work with. Ironblood Gaming take firm control of this second best of 5.
Ultra shook. Ultra Academy is shook. I don't care what anyone says right now.
You can already see it on XC face. He's like, we're not letting these guys get another map, man. That had to have been the comm right there. It's ending right here. Let's find out. It's going to be an opening offense from Ultra and A. Nothing different here. Still looking at the same overall setup. It's a 3-1 split, looking for eliminations up the middle of the map while still stalling the clock at B. Early route by Scrap over towards the train station. Hasn't seen anyone yet, but finally tallies Mohawk, and now you can start to really authoritize this offense in multiple ways. The defense needs to make a decision. Do we deal with Scrap, or do we want to try to take out the player at B? They're going to try to go for Scrap, but he gets a lineup for 2. Looking for an exit, but decides to go to that pistol. A triple for Scrap, 4 in a row. And all of a sudden, the rest of Ultra and A are here to try to get some progress done today.
This is the Scrappy we've been missing. We haven't got that same Slayer that just takes over games, but we get a moment of it there. However, here's Ironblood trying to just bust through the front door. Pixie, can he finesse his life any longer? No, he cannot. Mohawk gets here for a moment, but he won't be able to stay alive for long. Ultra Academy and A, they've just been pouring on the pressure when it comes to this A zone, and they're here to hit again.
Yeah, dangerous scenes right now. Classic on a pinch is able to find one before finally being taken down. Leaving it just to Brack. Oh, the pre-fire good though! Lines up a double. An unfortunate team name will soften up the defense, but Mohawk makes up for it by taking the tally off the vehicle, and the defense will hold. But it comes at a steep cost. 2 ticks of progress done today. The second one on the way at B, and well, it's a 6 life deficit currently for Ironblood's defense. Still panic hours here for this opening round.
Yeah, it certainly is. You got to slow it down a little bit, get some map control, start finding a pick here and there to be able to stop the team push from coming in. Classic gonna apply a little bit more pressure, but you just got to make sure you don't throw too many lives away at this point. But Brack, he makes up for a couple. How about that double exiting off of that B point? That's going to set them up here for some great map control, but Scrap already picking them apart.
Yeah, great opening round here from Scrap. One of those Thanos moments that is always memed upon. 10-3 on another double. 10 playing up against 15, just under 90 seconds on the round. Still, though, good pressure from Brack over through mail round, which is really going to force Ultra and A to either have to go back to find the pill or just essentially full flood into the front. But they do eliminate Brack on the outside angle. Hixie now on the way in. Guesses an angle. Not going to find out for him. Exceed. Oh, so well read by him. Jumps forward, gets the double, and now just 60 seconds left and only a 4 life advantage.
Yeah, still got to be careful giving away any freebies, and that's one right there. Assault's going to take it. So 6 lives remaining with a minute to play. Multiple win cons here for Ultra Academy NA. You have to find kills, and you have to exit safely. That's really the job, but Hixie in the back. Here we go on the big play. Try to make the flank happen. Brack doesn't react to Hixie here, and now it's no lives remaining for Ironblood Gaming, and they have to play retake.
Yeah, that's done. There's just no way you get back in from that. As soon as Hixie's pinch works out for 2, chalk it. There's just no way you get back to that. Too many numbers from both sides. And just another good piece of timing out of the playmaker from Ultra NA. A key opening. But it's Scrap first and foremost to go on a massive spree, which even gets the first 2 ticks of progress in the first place, remember. And there wasn't help that time. I mean, we've been talking about the enabling of Scrap to get him into positions to find a little bit of an easier time navigating 1v multiples, but that was just sheer Scrap power coming into play. So now Ironblood. Their next offense, 2-2 split, trying to initially put some pressure on to be immediately. Hixie off of a pinch, Good prediction, gets the first. Second one around the corner up top, gets a good read on the Classic, but the gunfight is won. Classic still healthy. 1v1 with Vehicle, who gets the pre-fire off, and that will mitigate any early pressure on towards B.
All right, we wanted to know what Toronto Ultra Academy team we're going to get. Well, we're getting the one we're used to seeing right now, the #1 seed here out of North America, as they're going to be able to put together quite a few defensive kills. But Hixie already on the reads, hits bottom secret, comes up with a double. Will he get a triple? No, Mohawk will be able to pick him off. And now a chance to be able to make some progress on B. That first tick will be secured, and now they're going to start to get some numbers around the point.
It's just down to, can you successfully keep players out of the zone, or more importantly, keep them from being able to find any routes to get around the backside of A. Classic able to take care of one defensive contestant. Scrap still considering the idea of making the play. Just comes down to, will he advance any further? Seems to want to, especially with the second kill. Brack is still holding an angle. Shots come out, but Scrap will be put down. Still maybe a chance for Alternate to get in, and Hixie gets there, but just a little bit too late. It's an impressive double, but we go to a 19v19. Minute 55 on the clock, and Ironblood trying to get out of the top right side of the minimap, down over towards A.
Yeah, decisions have to be made now. Do we want to work into fire? Do we want to work into train station? Brack's going to individually work for Assault in the back, and we know this gunfight is a little bit tough, so the nade you're hoping to connect, that one won't find the mark. And Assault's still going to be able to find himself a kill. Will he get the second? Yes, he will. Big plays out of MVP Adam Assault. That's going to be the double in the back, slowing things down just a bit. And now you got about a minute 25 to work with here if you're Ironblood Gaming, and 15 lives.
Scrap speed, a little piece of timing here between Exceed and Mohawk. First kill comes through. Exceed's not giving up his route, though. He's still playing forward. A key elimination on the Hixie, opening up the back. But you can still see Alternate keeping Ironblood at arm's reach through train station, at least initially so. Vehicle in a little bit of trouble here. Ruling on an island by himself. Assault's not too far away, but once again, Exceed's able to kind of split the defense. So now you've got numbers and a setup. 13v13, 52 seconds on the clock. The hits coming backside pillars. Coming back quickly is Vehicle, trying to watch over the top of this with an AR, and oh, how does Assault get that elimination? Trades will come out, and now it's just down to Ironblood. Can you clean up the rest of the zone? Scrap onto the pistol, last one left, and it looks like Ironblood will give him space.
Yeah, Mohawk's got to just slow down here for a second, maybe find a kill if you can, but Exceed, he is still on 5 in a row, so now the number's starting to get back, but Exceed can't put together another, so Mohawk's stuck in the point, waiting for his teammates to get to him. He's going to have to slay out, and slay out now. Scrappy, though, will be able to take him down from afar. And Brack in the window, just waiting for someone to line up here for a kill. 8 up against 6, 25 seconds left.
Hixie's going to hate a long clutch route. Shouldn't do anything until the hit is already underway. And here he comes. First kill on the way. Trying to isolate back as Ironblood. That's a good trade, in due time as well. They're able to get back on to try to stop the clock. First tick of progress, now making work towards it again. Assault on the initial trade. Mohawk from the side door, looking for someone to shoot at, but no one's making themselves available. 5v5, 10 seconds on the clock, and Mohawk would have to be the one to make a play, you would feel. Classic's trying to get here quickly, but you've got to get on. Someone's got to get here, and Scrap's going to hit the pinch, shut everything down, and Alternate should be good for the second round, and they are holding defensively strong over towards train station.
I mean, this is just a totally different look, right? Like that normal slaying power that we get. Scrappy's performing really well. Hixie's making some great decisions with some of these route plays coming from behind, disrupting the entire team push, giving, the information over to his teammates on where the rest are going to be hitting from. So it has looked a lot more structured. It has looked like the Toronto Ultra Academy NA team that we just come to know and love. It has been different this time around. This has been their bread and butter, and now they just need one more round to put this away and start off the reverse sweep.
Comfortable and confident in both of the first 2 rounds. Scrap averaging more than a third of the kills each round at the moment at 21 and 11. Unbelievable. And 8 of those are on the objective. I mean, goodness. You want to try to criticize him for the first series, he'll give you something to think about here in the second so far. But still so much to be done here for Alternate. Onto the B zone. Defensive contest coming out of Exceed. Looking for the prediction. Yeah, is able to find Hixie, no problem. Last one left is Vehicle, and there's really not much he could do from this position. He's got to wait for help, and that's going to deplete the full second tick of progress here. Ironblood, a chance to really establish a heck of a defensive hold here on B.
Yeah, and Exceed will be spotted, will be able to play his life, though. This push really going to mean a lot for Ultra Academy NA. You do not want to have to battle out of your spawn again with now a minute under the clock. Classic there. Will be able to get involved for the first one. Exceed still in and around the point, but Assault is able to get the late trade. Now on the zone, stopping the clock with about 50 seconds left. Assault looking for the next one up top, and he gets help from Scrap. That's a good clear, and that's Ultra now with control around A.
Should lead to a second tick of progress, but Ultra and A are not stacking initially. They're looking to see if they can bait Ironblood in. Maybe do a little bit more damage to the lives, but as Classic takes down Vehicle, now there's a chance for numbers to start to work forward for Ironblood. Classic more damage, heads up Exceed for an easy elimination, but as Mohawk tries to join the effort, it's just not going to quite be enough as Ultra and A get the extra 60 seconds. They've neutralized the Light Fleet to a dead tie at 22 apiece. And it's just down to can they find success timing-wise to get around the back. Vehicle will get the trade into Classic, but he's going to be kind of on his lonesome until Hixie decides what he wants to do with his position over towards the backside of A.
Vehicle, big 1v1 up against Classic and almost able to take it after really the first couple shots being easy for Classic to get. There's the trade. 20 lives up against 19. About a minute 15 on the clock. Mohawk's going to be able to continue to play strong defense here on the A point, but it's all about finding the lingering players in the back right now. You have Assault that's going to be able to disrupt everything, continuously spawn trap if he so wishes, but Exceed, he's not even interested in dealing with them. He just wants to try to make a big play through mid, and he almost snaps on Vehicle for the second.
And this is not a position that we often see Assault be in. Your main AR for Ultra and A slowly backs up towards the A zone. Able to catch a little bit of Classic, but not enough. Sprack on the final, and Assault does eventually finish off onto Classic. 3 straight kills. Ultra and A with the 4-man stack. Exceed on the pitch, needs to go quickly. Cooks up a nade. Shots come through. He tags up Vehicle enough to get the first elimination. Now the pinch can come out absolutely successfully, but Team Nade comes into the mix, but it will not make much of a difference. The third tick of progress cut just a touch short, and now Ironblood look to take over Trade Station.
Wow, I think Exceed had to wait on a team nade or maybe an enemy nade, but something stopped him from flushing through right away. But it's still able to at least get there in the nick of time. It's Ironblood Gaming, another go. 25 seconds left. Ultra Academy gonna have to try to flood and really start to flood now, but there's so many difficult gunfights to cut through before you're even going to be able to look at the zone. Mohawk and Exceed, the two you're gonna have to find if you want to touch, and Hixie might have got a window of timing. He could come all the way around the back.
Yeah, this is more than enough time to make this play happen. Defensively, Ironblood are not here to deal with this pinch. Hixie on the way in. Easy first elimination. The second one's coming in the backside towards Concrete. Stuns exchanged from both sides, but the clock has stopped at 4.3. Hixie by himself gets the double, but will do nothing further. And with that, Ironblood will extend the Berlin control, getting their first round here in the round 3 defense.
You get your first one. That's a start here for Ironblood Gaming. Does get a little dicey. Hixie almost makes the big play. Wins a ridiculous second gunfight there, but the wallbang from Classic will at least secure the round. I think they were maybe about another second or two away when they were all stacking the point from closing this one out and heading to a Berlin hardpoint, but that's not the case. But now Ironblood Gaming, they need to be a little bit more convincing off the start. Last time Ultra Academy and A really good at shutting down the initial break and just really getting a lot of that time off the clock early.
Full flood to A. Really from both sides. 3-man defense also here. But Exceed on 5. If he could get number 6 and 7 here by hitting the pinch, this could work out wonderfully, but Assault turns at the exact right moment. Shuts down the streaks. Exchange still coming through, keeping Ironblood's offensive attempts over towards A alive. Mohawk forcing a gunfight, but Hixie just able to sneak away, allowing Assault to confirm the trade with the help. On towards B off the respawn, though, go Ironblood. Just down a life at the moment. Scrap looking to contest early. Backs his way, what I thought was going to be right into Brack, but yeah, eventually Brack able to get the information, take advantage of it. And that will lead to not just a first tick, but likely a second, as here comes Ironblood looking to zone off rotation through mid.
Yeah, I'd say the really good news right now is the fact that Scrap has slowed down a little bit. And Ironblood Gaming, they could look to take advantage of it if one player starts to pick it up a little bit. If we can get that Classic that we got on Gavut's hardpoint, this could be a round 5. A Classic, important gunfights in front of him. One more, and it's Scrappy that can't find the trade. Classic makes the big play happen, and that's going to be Ironblood. They're on the point. They're stopping the clock here on B.
Classic's responsibility is not over yet, though. He has to get another elimination from the front side of fire because Assault on this pinch is going to have 3 shooting galleries in front of him, and Oz is not going to be good enough. Classic stuck, will be dealt with. And in that same defensive effort, not only is there full recovery of A, but they actually stopped the extra 60 seconds over towards B. So still a fight has to occur. There's only one player that's here. It's just Exceed. Hixie not able to track him down initially, but Vehicle's here to assist, and that's going to be good enough to, again, contest the B zone. 20 playing 19. Hixie's still on a bit of a burner, looking to make a wave through, but they've lost track of the other 2 IBG offensive players, and everything comes to a bit of a standstill for a moment.
Yeah, it definitely does. You have to clear everything before I think you want to confidently stack, and that's why, because Hixie, he can just pounce out of the corner, come from behind, and now that's going to delay everything tenfold here for the side of Ironblood Gaming. Deep spawns coming in, and Hixie, he could do it all over again. Automaton here, looking for kill number 3. Exceed over the top. How does he win that battle? I don't know, but he keeps the play alive. Ironblood Gaming, they can still get here.
Thing is, Assault's got the high ground on 6. He's got a good read on the Classic. Shots will not connect. And he's red dot chasing. He wants the kill. Doesn't turn for Brack. So now all of a sudden, oh boy, IBG able to possibly get on for the third take, but it's Hixie for the double. Once again, putting a bit of punish in towards the life count. 14 v 11. Ultra Nade with the defensive favor in the life count. But there's still plenty of time to work with here if you're Ironblood. Just have to be calm, cool, and collected about how you want to get back over to get a hit and set up for A.
One tick already in. Just takes one wipe, as we know, on Berlin, and you can stack the zone. But you gotta find the kills first, and you can't invest too many lives doing so, but Scrap already able to cut one down. Assault off screen gets another. So now a lot of this play falls on the shoulders of Caden. Exceed in the back here. Will he get a close read on Hixie? That's going to be the question. It looks like he's going to post up, wait up for his teammates to get in position, but he's going to be spotted out, and now this play becomes 10 times more difficult.
Bold call for Ironblood, though. It's all 3 members through docks and around the back. Nades through the window. Hop it, Scrap up top. Doesn't even get shot back to. Brack still keeping the play alive. Try as he may, though. Scrap is in the middle of the map in a very indomitable position. And there's really nothing you can do from this spot. 11 v 3. Make it 2. Exceed trying to follow up, but you just don't think that this is going to happen at Ultra NA. Much more like their usual selves here in the Berlin control. It ends with Scrap going 35 and 24 on a 5 spree at Ultra NA. Right back into the series just like that.
Oh, yeah. And they needed it, man. Just that type of performance, I feel like, as well, is so uplifting. But, hey, listen, we brought up the fact that they can bring things back. They can make adjustments, and this is still something they can just consistently rely on like they have the entire year. But the biggest factor, as much as we see everyone always get involved, Assault, this is where they want to be. This is their comfort zone. This is the closeout we need to get. And well, last time around, Alan, it was what, 100-point differential at one point in time, and we were kind of thinking, all right, Ironblood Gaming, they might be out of it here. Yeah. Can't compete in the respawns, but they brought that one all the way back to 250 to 248. So who knows what this one's got in store for us? The storylines are out there. Everything that we can say has been said. It's all about who's going big, who's winning gunfights, and what team's going to be better, man. This is, again, potentially the last map that we're going to get, but let's see if we'll get the same Ultra Academy NA that we just got in the last map.
From the favorite side is Ultra NA. Exceed looking to make a play over towards pillars. Stunned up, and a lot of nades are starting to connect. Assault tosses one his way, easy, but the pinstripe kill feed still allows IBG a chance to maybe try to contest, neutralize this hard point, and stack. They're going to have numbers here first. And oh, how about that from Brack? Takes down one. Only dealt with by a teammate, but Classic was more focused on Assault, and the kills come through successfully. Ironblood Gaming are in, and they're looking not just to be in, they're going to wreck through this back 30 seconds. And look at Ultra NA, they're already on rotation where Brack can meet them.
They're forced to make the rotation in this situation, and this is such a different look compared to what we got the first time around. P1 is much better, and Brack already causing a bit of a havoc inside of the mailroom. Will he be able to stack up some more sub in hand? Nades are coming out. It's a wall bang through the staircase. That's going to be able to take him out. So Scrap alive and well here for the pop. 33 to 16. Great opening for Ironblood, but Ultra looking to respond.
The thing about this is, even though they're going to get the initial time, technically speaking, Ultra NA will still have to make the first proactive move to get through this hard point and try to flip the spawns around. This is a great time to do it. 3-for-1 the exchange. Trades favoring Ultra NA heavily as they get into a position to reclaim the lead with flawless time so far here on Mailroom. Shutting down Exceed off the pinch. Now there's a chance to actually push forward. Classic has to make a move. Being danced with by Scrap. Back and forth they go. Scrap finally wins the gunfight. That's 5 in a row from Scrap. Another electric start from the young, promising superstar.
This has been an incredible 35 seconds here so far. I mean, most of it completely uncontested. No one can even get close to the hill. Scrap's got a great read on Brack. He knows he loves to play around this S&D site.
Unreal.
And Scrap again. He is just absolutely ripping them to pieces. 7 in a row after the O2 start, and a glide bomb already secured heading into P3.
And Mohawk's in trouble here. Vehicle's just, again, just playing with his food, waiting for time, making sure that Ironblood will not have positions inside of fire. They're going to have to hold from the back of the hard point. Glide bomb earn immediately spent. How do you get through this? Brack should surely fall. Surely I don't cast or curse this twice in a row. This time he comes through no problem, and now all of a sudden Ultra and A can start to flood. That should block and start to flip the spawns around. Just comes down to, can they get the final kills? And yes, they will. Up in place come Ultra and A. Last contestants are IBG off of the off spawn, looking to get in to try to contest, but Scrap on 9 in a row will deny everything and everyone. Get out of this guy's way.
Oh my, and now 30 seconds left. Ultra Academy, they're able to fan out. They're able to start threatening some earlier kills here at the front of the hill. And Vcol doing exactly that. A spree of his own will end on 5. You'll want to put a little pressure on the remaining scrap time here. And Ironblood Gaming off screen will try to get it done. We'll see. Assault has to win the first one. That will be good. Now one more player lingering in and around fire. Won't dedicate a hit inside. And Ultra Academy get another 40 seconds off of a hill.
Yeah, key usage of the streak early. Love the call. Put the pressure on Ironblood immediately. Don't wait for some kind of bailout tactic to come through. Just use this to just make them feel like this game is out of reach. Force them to have to do something right here at Train Yard. Exceeding a good spot up towards Warehouse. Going to be challenged by Vehicle. Deals with it without really much cause for concern whatsoever. The rest of Toronto Alternate largely forming from the front. Trades coming back and forth once again. Exceed able to take care of Scrap at low HP and all! A beam from Exceed onto Assault! Puts him 6 feet under, and all of a sudden Ironblood have danced back with Exceed starting to streak.
All right, I know we've gotten a little bit of the Scrappy we're used to seeing, but Exceed is still on that same performance there. Unbelievable stuff from him, and look how much time that buys Ironblood Gaming here as Brack is gonna line up 3 himself. Almost gets the 4th. Classic just needs to win one-on-one, but Scrappy, oh my goodness, Scrappy almost does the exact same thing after taking down Brack on his spree. What is going on?
Unbelievable stuff, man. Just fireworks all over the place for this finale. Vehicle looking to follow up onto Brack. Good news here for Ultra NA. Able to stave off a lot of that Train Yard setup at the end, but it still comes at a bit of a cost. You got to remember that the glide bomb now spent. Ironblood have done well to keep this game relatively close, and they're holding on to the favorable spawns as we look back over towards lobby eventually. Still 40 seconds to fight for, though, and missing out on train station, that's going to be big for Ultra NA to possibly use that as a linchpin to success, not only over the hard point, but possibly to try to rotate. And, well, the kills look good for at least the time for now.
Scrappy gonna get shrugged off the angle here. But a good 25 seconds left. You'd love some forward position inside of Train. Currently being occupied right now from Ironblood Gaming, however, as Mohawk, nice little bunny hop, come out for the double. Exceed looking for the 3rd. Scrappy pinned in the corner, almost able to get himself out of the situation. But the scrap time looking good. Ironblood Gaming, despite the really rough P2 and P3, they have been able to bring this one back. And it's just about a 15-point game going back into the second rotation of hills.
That's incredible recovery from Ironblood. That is a miraculous back 2 hard points to get yourself back to within fighting distance, and even more so than that, now you've got a little bit of a hit from the front here for Ironblood, and they deal with Assault, who could not get on the pinch fast enough. So hold on a second. Not only is it recovery to make up the deficit, but you could take the lead back again. And look at the rotation. Exceed's able to stop everything through the middle of the map. Mohawk on 4 is hoping for streaks, and he's in a good position. Just kind of pick your poison here, brother. Pick a spot and just light them up. Nades on the way through. Ultra try to put together a hit from the front, and the help is just not really all that good. So with that, the break comes through, and Ultra NA have a chance to reclaim their lead.
Certainly do. Vico with an incredible explosive play. Gets inside, but hey, Ironblood Gaming, they're not done with this hill just yet. They're trying to make some moves, and Classic up close is able to come up with one. Mohawk, 1v1 for the Scrap. Oh, he turns and burns on Scrappy! What a double coming through for Mohawk. That's another 15 seconds, in Ironblood Gaming, they take the lead.
Ixie's able to open up space, though, through docks. This will allow an opportunity for Ultra NA to try to contest the outside and then full flood when they feel like the moment is right, which is apparently right here, right now. Classic battling back. Last one up is Exceed, and he drops very rapidly. But 4 in a row for Mohawk, once again looking for potential streaks. The killing spree confirmed. Stunned up, avoids the gunfight. Has an idea that Hicks is in the middle of the map, but look at the convoy of Ironblood members coming from behind. An opportunity to try to overwhelm with just sheer force of willpower. But Assault and Scrap holding things down with Vehicle also in the corner. Last one left is Brack. Over the top of the tank, Vehicle has definitely seen this. Shots come out. Hixie finishes the kill, and Ultra NA bounce right back here in mailroom.
They've just been so good at P2 and P3 specifically, just the zone control around the point. It feels like no one can get inside. But here's a moment, at the very least, in the back 15. Exceed gets in for 3, goes to the pistol. Almost finds the 4th. Hixie, though, 3 in a row for himself. Maybe working on a bit of a streak, but will be surprised by Mohawk from behind. 154, 169. Lead changes back and forth, but again, it's Ironblood Gaming that are in P3 first.
And they're in a great position to hold on to this hard point. You got Mohawk super on the backside watching crosses. Brack over towards the B bomb site. And look at Exceed, even positioned inside of Fire. So Classic holding time, just has to watch one direction. And this is all going flawlessly. Scrap will get traded, at least to get one elimination, but the read from Exceed is good. The spawns are still fine for Ironblood, and the first 30 seconds is going to be completely uncontested by Ultra NA. They finally get some room to work with to the front side of the lobby, but look at the focus for Ironblood. They're dealing with it hand and foot. There's no problems whatsoever, and closer to 200 points goes Ironblood Gaming.
Oh, it's a good nade that comes through. Assault's gonna get info, tries to break, but Exceed and Classic, they're trying to hold on. 15 seconds again, any time is great time, and Scrappy knows it, but he will be unable to get in there for it. Brack on 5, able to lock in a lot of that time, and that is the best hill that we've gotten to see out of Ironblood Gaming when it comes to P3. Just about a full 60. Over 200 points will be Ironblood Gaming, but now Ultra, they have to set up, they have to go big, they need some crucial time.
Shoes on the opposite foot all of a sudden in this second rotation. It was Ironblood who needed a full setup over here towards Train Yard. Now it's Ultra Renee who desperately needed an Exceed. Opens up the backside. Now a chance to use the train cars as a natural heading as he defends over any Ultra Renee members that are still spawning close, but the spawns are literally all over the place. It just comes to who reacts to who first. Vehicle on the way forward, able to keep this evenly fought. Ow, big gunfight win for Vehicle. 3 in a row. Ultra Renee with a chance to still zone off Ironblood and start to accrue some much needed time as we get looking closer to a tie game.
Oh, unbelievable stuff. Vehicle just goes massive in the back here. Really stops a lot of that time from coming in and secures it for his team. Scrappy from afar is good. Assault with another. 3 players going down. Mohawk, the last one left alive, and he is able to get involved in the play. 10 seconds here, but it's all about the P5 focus, all about getting the early power positions, and there's already 2 players from Ironblood Gaming threatening the P2 power position.
No, but the thing about this is with those 2 kills on the exit from Scrap, it allows a chance for Alternate to really focus their numbers towards controlling these inner apartment areas, get to the high ground, control the staircases, maybe even allow someone to go a bit rogue, hit a bit of a pinch. Most of the focus for Ironblood on this break attempt is coming by way of getting towards mailroom, but the kills are just not there. Oh boy. All of a sudden, back to a tie even game. And Vehicle, one of the main reasons why. 4 in a row. Scrap right there with them on a 4-piece of his own. And we got a dead even game here, Austin. 209 to 209. Ironblood are nowhere to be seen around this 5th hill.
This zoning has just been so good. It feels like any angle that Ironblood Gaming tried to approach, it's just been shut down here so far. This is not typically a hill that you get a lot of time on, but somehow Ultra Academy NA are able to do it. Classic does slide in, is able now to fight for the remaining 15. Hixie won't give it up for free, and any kills are big because it's all about the rotation now, all about P1. This very well might be where it ends.
Oh, and Toronto Ultra NA have a huge zone in front of the hard point. This is absolutely beautiful if you're Ultra NA trying to make a comeback. Happen to solve the key gunfight win versus Mohawk. Keeps the bottom side of the minimap safe. Oh boy, not good news here for Ironblood Gaming. They need to deal with Scrap first and foremost, and at least they shut down the potential streak to come in. But over the 230 mark go Ultra NA. Off the pinch, Assault is still decimating Ironblood members from getting into the hard point with any sort of concentration. To 240 we go. Ultra NA still very comfortable with the numbers that they have. Someone has to make a play for Ironblood, and it's time for Brack to make a move.
You have to make a move right now. Brack trying to slide on out. Can he find the second with a pistol? No, Scrap shuts him down. But it's still Ironblood Gaming that are able to get Ultra off of the time. But it flips the map, which is going to delay the rotation. Multiple problems to deal with now if you're Ironblood Gaming. You have to make sure Ultra don't get 4 seconds on P1, and you have to rotate.
Hixie on the flank. He's trying to hit the pinch. Hixie gets the first, but Mohawk's there to deal with them. Long-range gunfight on the vehicle. One more. It's a 1v1 with Scrap on the outside. He can't get there. Exceed blocks the doorway. Is this the championship moment? Ultra NA, they can't get through. Brack shuts him down on the side door. And the new world champions and challengers are Ironblood Gaming in a second best of 5.
Unbelievable stuff from Ironblood Gaming. What was looking like the impossible, looking like it just could not be done. The #1 seed out of North America falls, and they fall with the new roster change. That is unbelievable stuff, man. Look at them. Brack is getting hyped. Mohawk beats his old team after getting dropped. Why would you drop someone after winning event after event? Mohawk says, well, you shouldn't have. Isn't even screaming in their face. Humble as ever. And he goes back-to-back in both titles.